without you.
Hi, it's Ted from The Devil's in the Detail. This week I've got a lovely little gem, a bit old school but nice all the same. We've got this Jaguar XJ6 that's come in for a bit of love. Unfortunately, somebody's run a key all the way up the bonnet and down the whole side of the car. Not going to be able to polish it out, but we're going to try our best to get what we can out of it and basically give the paintwork some love. So this is going to have two-stage polish. As you can see, it's just lost its luster through general washing and whatnot. So we're gonna see what damage we can get out. There's a lot of scratches. Where these have come from, God only knows. But you can see a lot of scratches. And old sort of faded red paint. So we're going to have a look, see what we can do with it. First job is to get it washed and start decontaminating it. So I'll show you a bit more as we go on. So I'll see you in a bit. Well, it's just had its first coat of snow foam, and we're going to let this dwell for 5 minutes, and then we'll rinse it off, give it another one, and then I'll start the decontamination, give it a wash. We're going to get all the tar off it, metal filings, and then lastly we'll clay bar the old car. But this is the first stages in the decontamination process. So I'll see you as I move along. See you in a bit. Right, it's gone through the washing process and the tar removal, and now I've sprayed over the car built amber carousel, and just waiting to see if it reacts and gets rid of any of the metal particles that the cars seem to grip quite well from brake pads and the such like. If it finds them, it'll go red, which is very difficult to see on a red car, but at least we know that we've coated it, and we'll just wait and see what drips off. So just got to give it a few minutes to start reacting and see if we get anything come off. I'm sure there will be, because it feels quite rough, the paintwork. So, but what don't come off with this will come off with a clay bar. So that'll be the next stages. There's a few bits of stubborn glue-like substance on the paintwork I want to get rid of. But we'll just wait and see. I'll see you in a bit. Thought I'd show you what run off the car after the metal filing remover was applied. And if you could see that, all the red, that's the remnants of the metal filings. Right, I've done all the chemical decontamination, and now I'm using a Maguire's clay bar and some detailing spray as a lubricant. I'm going to start doing the claying the panels, but I'll just do a little panel here and let's see what comes out of it. As you can see, it's a brand new clay bar. So let's see just how contaminated this paint is. I mean, you know, it's not a young car, so we are expecting to get some out of it. Okay, so as you can see, that's only a short area of the bonnet that we've done. Let's have a look. And that's the contamination that's come out of possibly 2 foot square part of the bonnet. So I'm going to get on and got to do the whole car. So I'm not going to make you watch all of it, but could certainly watch a little bit more, I suppose, if you could see. Put some lube on. I've always felt that this is probably the most tactile part of the job, where you can actually feel the difference that you're making to the paint while you're doing the claying. I've always quite enjoyed this stage of the job. I know, you know, some people, they use clay mix now, which can be quicker, but like I say, you can feel you're making a difference, and it's nice to feel the rewards that you're getting for the time you're putting in. See how much it's picking up. So I'm going to start folding this now, and obviously get it round to a, you know, a clean area again, and I'm just going to keep going around the car. So I'll see you when the claying's finished. See you later. I've just finished the claying of the car, and the paintwork feels a lot smoother, and now we can see some of the defects that we've got to remove more clearly. The bonnet seems to have a lot of impregnation of something, so, and very, very tired and going pink at the front there. But we should be able to now start bringing the colour back. You can see now it's been clayed what the true colour looks like. It's bleached. So it's time now. Get it in the shop, get it blow dried properly, and now we can start on the polishing tomorrow. But it should come out looking $1 million, I hope. It'll certainly be better than it is. So right, I'm going to get it in the light room now, blow it off. Good morning. It's now Wednesday morning and the car has been all prepared as you've seen on the last video and decontaminated, clay barred. Now we're just going to have a quick look round at some of the defects, but what I want to stress, some of the defects you're going to see have been caused by the clay barring because there was so much contamination in the paint. You're picking up little bits of dirt, and when you're rubbing them you do leave this some marring. Not all this is marring, you can see there's swirls, but you do mar the paint with the clay bar. So not all this damage, you know, was visible until it was clay barred. I mean, you know, the main damage is the scratches and whatnot, but there was that much contamination it felt like a matchbox. So you can see basically what we're up against. To put this right, there's plenty of damage about that we need to address. I mean, it is, you know, it's a classic and it hasn't been messed with too much, but there is quite a few faults. There's a lot of damage that we're not going to be putting right. It is supposed to be a two-stage polish, but you know, it's it'll need a little bit more than that. So I'll give it as much love as I can, but you know, it's things like this has been badly touched in and it sticks out like a sore thumb. Part of the reason is because some of these paints was a multi-layered paint and there's two coats as a base coat and the lacquer on top, and when you scratch it, you know, that badly, it's very difficult to get a colour that will match, you know, blind on. So but just wanted to give you a look round. I mean, these scratches are that deep, they've gone down to the primer. Not much we're going to be able to do with that, but you know, we're going to try and make the car look more presentable. You know, it is what it is. You can see there's been some bad scratching, a little bit of bad paint work. You can see some paint work being done around there, not very well. You know, there is, you know, quite a bit of damage we're not going to be able to do a lot with, but I'm certain that we can make it look more presentable. You know, it's going to be a bit of a challenge, but I'm going to make a start and see if we can make it look, you know, from this distance we want it to look beautiful. So I'm going to start the process now, and I'll show you a bit more later and see how we get on. I'm not sure that a two-stage polish is going to cut it enough, but I'm going to just do a test and see how far we need to go. But Tony's a nice fella, and I'll try and do the best I can for him. I'll see you later. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to see what the difference is. Let's get a light on it. And this has got to have a little bit more refinement on this side. You can see what sort of difference this two-stage polish is going to make. It's not going to remove all the deepest defects. Some of them have gone through the top layer of paint, but that's the difference. Right, I'm going to remove these sticky pads now so I can do inside the aperture. I'll see you later. Here's a view of the rear quarter before I start. Well, the roof's proving very challenging to try and remove some of the defects. I mean, they're never all going to come out, that's for sure, but we'll have to see what we could do with them. But we are getting some level of correction. We're not getting everything out, of course. You can still see there's some deep scratches there, go all the way through, but certainly coming up better. Right, let's crack on. As you can see, I've got the rear quarter nice. Now this has got a coach line, whether it's hand painted or whether it's stuck on. Basically I've covered it with some lining tape because during the cutting process it'll just cut that straight off, so I've protected it while I've been doing the cutting. Now I'm going to do the second stage of the refinement. I'll peel it off and just lightly flick over it with the final stage, but you can certainly see the difference in clarity starting to come. We haven't done the doors yet, as you can see. The roof, unfortunately, most of the big scratches are still there, but we've got thousands of little scratches out. That's what that side looked like, and obviously this side's looking a lot better, but there's the scratches have gone right down to the primer by the looks of it, so there's not enough material to even try and get them out, but the rest of it's coming on quite nice, and it will look much fresher when the rest of it's done. I mean, you know, it's a bit tired, you know, and as you go down the car you can see the difference in luster. So I'm going to crack on now. I'm just going to do the final stage, peel the tape off, and because obviously where the tape is, there's going to be, you know, it'll look a bit frosty, I would have thought. So just going to do that and then move on to this door and work our way down the car. So the rest I'll probably show you tomorrow. I'm going to have another hour at this and see how far we can get tomorrow. But to give you a bird's eye view of this panel, the lower half of the rear door, and that's the top half that I've just done the first cut on. So shows the difference. Right, so I'll get on and do it. Just a quick update. I've started doing the bonnet, and as you can see, that's looking a lot better than it did, although the bonnet wants repainting. You can clearly see it has improved. And the door, driver's door, rear passenger door, rear quarter, they're looking quite good, even if I do say so myself. Considering the state I was in, I'm quite pleased. So there's the update for today, and be back again with another one. Hiya, it's Ted from The Devil's in the Detail. Just giving a bit of a progress report on the Jag. If you remember, this has got a key scratch which goes all the way down the panels and got deeper and deeper, and then went across the door. Now the remnants of the scratch at the deepest point are still there, but when you stand here, which is about 2 feet away, it almost becomes invisible. Now what I've done, using a rotary polisher, and I've used some super heavy duty Menzerna 300, and then followed it with medium cut polish before I did the final stage, and that's about as good as I've got it. What I've done is, the scratch is still there really, but using a rotary and some coarse paste, you can sort of round the edges off of the scratch so that they don't reflect the light in the same way as a clean cut scratch does. So in effect, you know, the scratch is still there, but from a distance the only bit you'll see is the white bit at the front where it's gone all the way through. So that's improved it, and I'm just going to continue along the car now and try and do the same on the other panels that have been keyed. Let's have a look. The bonnet's finished, this front wing's finished, so we're moving on quite well. Get it ready for Christmas. But I mean, you know, it's got its faults, but from 20 foot away it's going to look nice. You know, it's only when you start really looking at the car you could see some of the damage that we can't remove. But it certainly glossed the car up. I mean, you know, if you remember what it looked like when we started, you know, it has made a lot of difference. Some people have said, was it worth doing? Well, I think it's always worth doing. You know, it's improves the look of the car. We're giving it some protection, and it's nice to keep these old cars alive. You know, regardless of condition, you can always improve it. But it'll look even better outside in natural light, so the owner should be very happy with it. Right, I'm going to crack on now. Still plenty to do. I'll see you on the next one. Well, I've managed to hide the key scratch quite well. This damage here, I can't do anything with. There's some bad touch-up painting done on there. It's coming along nicely. And as I'm not in tomorrow, on Saturday, I'll probably be finishing this on Monday. But we're getting there. Starting to look tidy. See you later.